So, no, thank you all. All the issues that they all spoke of is that they addressed from housing to public safety to youth involvement, to government accountability. All of it is where we're going to put this money. We say when it's $1 million, it's not just to flaunt, it's not just to look good, it's not just to say we did it, but it's to put into creating actual change now. Not in 5 years, not in 20 years, although what we do today has a long-term effect. But we're saying there's stuff that we can do now, right? We just had an issue with people with no heat. Right here in Queensbridge, right here in Ravenswood, Astoria, and Worcester houses, we were able to, with the Astoria Mutual Aid Network, raise over $11,000 to give 300 families heating. During the winter at the time when the snowstorm was looming. So the point is that our country is falling apart. Education is falling apart, the economic system is crashing, housing is a sham, politics is a game. The governor, or Ted Cruz, he left. He's a disaster in Texas, and he left his people. And this is something that we cannot afford as people, as American citizens, to continue to allow those who we elect and we put in positions to represent us to flee, right, when the road is tough. And so that means that we have to invest in people who are on the ground already every day doing the work. Invest in people who are from the communities that we're from, who have experienced the tragedies that we are experiencing, who have experienced poverty, who have been maybe homeless, right? Like how we have people who are not homeless, or have never been homeless, or have been known as homeless, addressing the issue of homelessness. Right now in MTA, in the train station, they changed the benches because they wanted to fight homelessness, and they want the people sleeping on the benches, so they put all the benches that are stopped instead of investing money to build housing. To build housing that's free for people. So we spent tons of dollars, I don't even know how much, but millions of dollars, 3.2 billion. She knows, that's why she's running for mayor. Right? But in every area, our country is falling apart. And I, as a young man, I have a deep passion for building up my community. There's no reason why young people in Queensbridge who are interested in filmmaking, in the arts, with Silver Cup Studios right across the street, that we don't have a path to the entertainment industry. There's no reason why. Now, we got Silver Cup right there, we got Kaufman a few blocks away, and we don't have a path to entertainment, to arts, to film, to TV. We have no path to that. There's no reason why we have a neighborhood like Queensbridge with over 10,000 residents, predominantly young people. We don't have a school. They have to walk a few blocks in the rain and the snow to school. There should be a school here. Imagine how powerful it would be if we had a school in Queensbridge where the children knew their teachers, their math teachers. When your gym teacher lived across the street, when your science teacher, how much more interested would you be in science if your science teacher was your mother's best friend? Or your father's co-worker, right? On the side, how much more comfortable and more interested would you be in your education, in your community if you knew the people who are really running it, the people who are running the stores, the people who are the police officers, the people who are the elected officials. Imagine if you knew them, and you could touch them, and you could speak to them, you could put up the phone and call them. How much more comfortable would you be? So what we're saying is with this money that we're raising, we're going to expand the program that we already have. We have a Healthier Hood initiative. We are feeding hundreds of families a week vegan food. We want to do that from 2 days a week to 5 days a week. We want to go from just giving lunch to giving breakfast and lunch, vegan food 5 days a week. We want to include a day where we give free fruits and vegetables, working with a connected chef. So that's about, just the food alone is about $10,000 a month, just to feed the people healthier food. And why do we need healthier food? Because we are what we eat, and so we're eating foods filled with toxic chemicals and GMOs that is causing our people to be violent, that is affecting our children's ability to focus in school and to convey their and express their emotions in a healthy way. What we're saying is we have an art program that we did for 9 weeks from the ground up, freestyle, poetry, and spoken word series that we did right on the block. We gave cash prizes where people came from near and far, from Queensbridge, from other local neighborhoods, and even came from the Bronx and Manhattan. Right? Started co-founded with my brother Eddie from Houston. We brought poets together outside on the block. We gave out free books and we gave out free food. And we brought a whole community together, and people found healing in that space. So what we're saying is we need to do that, not only every week, but we need to actually turn that into a TV series where people who cannot make it can actually experience the same artistry, the same commitment, the same love that we feel while being there. What we're saying is that we need to take some of this money that we have, that we're raising, some of this $1 million, and we started a Freedom Talk. Last year we took young people, a busload of young people, standing and rejoicing down in D.C. for a walking tour. To learn about D.C., to learn how them as young black men and women, how they relate to D.C., how D.C. relates to them. We want to do that more often. We want to take a trip every month. We have a trip coming up in April, take young people up to Peekskill. What we're saying is that we need money, and we're calling on us, each other, to generate the money. We're not no longer waiting for the government to give the money, for the government to okay the program. We're saying we are a community organization. We are for the people. We are building stuff for the people, and it's built by the people. And the best way to get involved is to have the people invest in their own projects. So what we're saying is $1 million is a lot of money, right? I don't have $1 million, but I got $50. And it's $50 a lot of money. It's not too much money. If we can get 20,000 people to get $50 one time, that's $1 million. So $1 million is not that much money, especially when we talk about empowering and lifting up a community like Queensbridge. Not just Queensbridge, but neighboring neighborhoods. Not only change the lives here, but to reverberate and impact the lives all around America. And so making Queensbridge better makes America better. Making the hood better makes the rest of the country better. The country cannot be as great if the people are falling behind. There are people in Queens right now who are struggling to eat. Meanwhile, we are boasting about how many billionaires we have, how much money the CEO made just since the pandemic, and there are people struggling to pay bills. There are people making decisions and compromising their own integrity just to make sure that their children have the necessary needs for school, for clothing, just for play even, right? And so we are saying invest in the community. Invest in us. Invest in this campaign for a better America. Invest in Transform America. We're doing monumental, groundbreaking work here in Queensbridge and the neighboring communities. And we can do so much more if we all put together a little more effort, a little more money. And so that's it, right? $50. If you have $50, make a contribution, transformamerica.net. And let's continue to transform this world. Let's continue to make America a better place where we all can thrive, where not one person is left behind, where everyone is thriving, everyone is healthy, everyone knows that their dreams can be actualized and realized by the sheer will of their community, that their community has their back. And that's it. Peace.
TransformAmerica.net for people to donate. Is there any other place?
TransformAmerica.net. We have a GoFundMe. People can definitely go to the GoFundMe. It is GoFundMe.com/Transform America, the foundation. Right? Transform America.
Okay, no problem. And then, of course, you mentioned a lot of different programs. So,
Yes.
are the ones that you said of the Freedom Tour, the art program, and then providing food?
So it's a Healthy Hood initiative. We're giving free vegan food, which we also want to introduce the fitness programs in that. Because health is not just what you eat, right? We want to introduce some meditation and some yoga programs to make the hood healthier. We want to enhance that from 2 days a week to 5 days a week. The Freedom Tour is the educational and travel experience for young people particularly. They also get books on the trip, they get free shirts. Wherever we go, they also get food, lunch is provided. And the From the Ground Up is the freestyle poetry and spoken word program that we have.
Awesome. So it's those three programs.
Well, it's those three that are right now. We have Community Building Fridays. We give out campus pull-ups, baby wipes. We give out clothes. We give out free books on Fridays. We have a youth talent and modeling agency. We have a by any means political activism and education class. And what else? We have a music program starting soon. We're doing a free music program. Particularly, we're going to be doing guitar lessons for young people age 8 and up. So that started in like the next couple of weeks. The youth talent modeling agency and by any means will be starting in March.
Okay. So just to be clear, the focus is those three, but there's also a bunch of other programs that
yes,
are
the
going
focus
to
of those three right now is From the Ground Up, is expanding the Healthy Hood Initiative. Well, 4. From the Ground Up, Healthy Hood Initiative, Community Building Fridays, and the Freedom Tour.
Okay, and the Community Building Fridays, you said, was giving out diapers.
Yes, it's just really bringing community together to facilitate information. Justice for All Coalition comes out on Fridays and talks to residents. And it actually takes residents to management to address any issue that they're having. That they have, so expand that so that not only can do it more, but we can make it bigger. Because we've been doing it for like almost 11 months, almost a year now, every single Friday, and it's been great. But we want to make it bigger, add some performances there where people really can build and give a lot more take-homes.
Fantastic. And then, is there a time frame for when you guys want to try and get the $1 million by?
Yes, by the end of the summer, 6 months.
Very cool. And then you're not going to reach out to any corporations or anything like that. It's literally
no
from
corporations, just small donations from the people. Right? Unless there's a person here who has a LLC and they contribute, right? But we're not going for big money from Walmart. We're not doing that. It's people power for the people, by the people.
Absolutely. My last question for you, just I guess whatever message you'd like to share with the people of Queensbridge and just the community in general for what this can mean to them.
This is the revolution in action. This is revolution in action, revolution in progress. This is a message that some of our ancestors black, brown, yellow, right, that they've all fought for since the history, in the history of America and of the world. They have fought for independence, they fought for freedom, they fought to be liberated from the systems of oppression. Right? They fought to be liberated from the system of oppression. Our education system oppresses us, our economic system oppresses us, our healthcare system oppresses. All of the systems that we exist in and with and under right now oppress the people. And what we're saying is we need to create new ways, new systems where human life is centered, right? Where we and our overall health and wellness and the prosperity of the whole is the focus, not profit, not politics. No, if people need heat, give the people heat. If people are hungry, feed the people. We don't need to politic and talk about it for 13 meetings and have sessions when we're going on vacation. No, there's an issue, address the issue, right? We're building a new way. We're not going to keep complaining about the people who are messing up. We're just saying that we are fed up, we are tired of it, and we have the power and the agency to make our country better now, not by going above and beyond, but by doing local things. By lending some time and some resources, help some people get some heaters. By if you're a musician, bringing your instruments out and playing some music, help people feel good. Right? By if you have a certain way, if you have a certain knowledge, if you have a certain passion for education, grabbing some young people around you and giving them some information on how to become more empowered themselves. Right? And so we're not waiting anymore. And I want the people to start waiting. Right? Our government has failed us time and time again. The systems that we supposed to live under have failed us time and time again. Right now, after the fundraiser, the reason you can tell them right now there's still people in Woodstock House are struggling, right?
No water, hot or cold.
No water, hot or cold, right now in Woodstock House that we're doing this press conference saying that we need money. Part of that money needs to figure out how to fix that. How do we, I don't know how. I don't have all the answers, but I think that we can figure it out. I think that as a community, we can figure out how do we make it, not just so we take a bunch of money and fix it and it's broke again next year, but how do we make it sustainable? How do we create sustainable ways that we don't have to continue to deal with issues where people have no water, hot or cold water? Can you imagine that? So I want you to put yourself in the shoes of someone who is living right now in public housing where they're paying rent. They have no heat or hot water. If they stop paying rent, they're going to get a threatening letter of eviction. Right? That's what happens. That's what happens. You've seen it. Right? It happened to my mother. Right? And so we have to have the courage. I want the American people to have the courage to stand up and have faith in each other, to believe in each other, to believe in what is good, to believe in taking care of humanity, taking care of your fellow Americans. And whatever you have to do to make sure that someone next to you is okay, do that. Whether it's money, but now we're asking for money. It's not a lot, $50. Do you have $50 to be able to help this campaign move forward? If you do, send it to transformamerica.net, send it to GoFundMe, and let's build a better America now.
Yes.